Okay, to get started, I will be using 2.5 pounds of Simply Potatoes shredded hash browns, basically 2 bags. Now, if you have 2 pounds of frozen hash browns in this recipe, that's fine too. Just the cook time might be less because these have to cook until they're tender. I'm also going to be using 2 cans of cream of chicken, 8 ounces of sour cream. You could also opt to use 1 block of softened cream cheese in place of the sour cream. That works too. I'm also going to be adding 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I typically always have unsalted butter on hand, but if it's salted, that works too. Now, this is optional. I'm also going to be using chives. You can actually leave this out, but I love the sour cream chive combination in this casserole, and I couldn't find fresh chives this time around, so I'm just using these lightly dried ones, or dried ones work too. And for the last ingredient, I will be using 12 to 16 ounces of cheese. The reason I say 12 to 16 ounces is because I think I actually have somewhere between 12 and 14 here because it's different cheeses that I needed to use. Okay, so here I have a large bowl and I am going to just combine all of the ingredients. And I just want to mention, you'll notice as I'm adding all the ingredients into the bowl, later I'm going to add the extra can of cream of chicken. That's because when I was doing this, I went right back into the mode of only making half the portion of this recipe, because that's usually what I do anyways when I'm serving dinner because I have such a small family. But today I'm doubling the recipe because I wanted to show you the size that I normally use for the holidays. Yes, I'm going to start doing a lot of holiday casseroles because it's just that time of year, and I might be getting a head start, but you know, I really wanted to just start baking because of the cold weather. So anyways, I'm doubling the recipe, and for everything that I used in this video, be sure to check out the description below this video for the correct measurements and ingredients and other videos that you might like. So again, I'm just going to continue adding all of the ingredients. Okay, so after everything is combined well, here I have a buttered baking dish. This is a 9 by 13 baking dish. You could also just oil it, but I just use residual butter that was left on the wrapping. And now I'm just going to basically pour in all of my combined hash brown casserole mixture. And I also want to mention, again, like I did earlier, I'm using the Simply Potatoes shredded hash browns, and these are par cooked, but they are somewhat raw. So this is why I will be cooking these for around an hour, maybe a little less. Basically, you want to cook these until the potatoes are tender. Now, if you opt to use frozen hash browns, those are cooked. I believe they're fully cooked or cooked along more, so the cook time might be less. So just bear that in mind. Okay, here I'm going to top it off with some cheese that I reserved. And after that, I'm going to cover it and bake it. Okay, so now my casserole is ready to be covered. I will be baking this covered in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 45 to 50 minutes or until my potatoes are tender. And after the potatoes are tender, I will be popping them in the broiler to give them a nice golden brown color on top, but I want to show you what they look like straight out of the oven. So I'm going to remove the aluminum foil, and you can actually serve them just like this, but for those of you that do want a golden brown crusty exterior, this is what they look like in the broiler for around a minute. This casserole is a delicious cheesy casserole that goes great with roasted chicken or your favorite holiday meal. This is ready to be served and it's so delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.